Okay, how's it going, everybody? Happy Election Day. Welcome to your daily dose of awesome, your live 15 minutes of daily motivation, inspiration, and education so you can get your day started right. Today's topic is actually a very interesting one. It's actually based on something I watched this past weekend on John Oliver's Last Week Tonight show. It was actually kind of surprising because, you know, network marketing is hardly ever mentioned in the mainstream media. But obviously, this story caught my eye anytime something related to network marketing comes out. And it's actually, so John Oliver did not an expose because he's not a journalist in that way. He's a comedian, but he did basically this anti-network marketing HBO comedy bit. But obviously, his comedy bits are meant to be part news, part comedy, and kind of mesh the entertainment. Or not part news, but really just part editorial. And so I wanted to talk about that because he actually, believe it or not, made some really good points and then made some other points that were completely off base and formed some pretty, erroneous, opinions as a result of what he shared with everybody this past Sunday on his show. And so I want to talk about that tonight or today. But before I do, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for anyone that doesn't know who I am. My name is Ferny Ceballos. I'm a lead generation online marketing expert specializing in helping home business owners, that includes network marketers, direct sellers, and affiliate marketers, multiply their incomes using the internet. Now, I built my first six-figure network marketing business within a couple years of discovering the information we teach here at Elite Marketing Pro. That's a point for me, Mr. John Oliver. And over the past 10 years, I've been responsible for over $11 million in gross income into my home businesses and have helped hundreds of people produce hundreds of millions of dollars in their own home businesses as well. So what we teach works. And as you'll see, some of the points John made on his HBO show were spot on. Some things I complain about. In fact, it's one of the reasons I went online because I didn't want to deal with certain aspects of the network marketing industry. But his ultimate conclusion in that he formed as at the end of his show was just completely wrong, and I'm sitting right here as proof that it's wrong. And we have plenty of clients that who we've mentored and got to know, or just friends in the industry who are also proof that his show was inaccurate. But I want to actually prove it. I want to actually go through everything that he went through. Now, if you're new to our training, I highly recommend that you subscribe to our free attraction marketing online recruiting bootcamp. It's linked in the description. In fact, it's the reason why I'm sitting here in front of you today. 8 years the day when I quit my job and completely free, and proof that this stuff works. And how I did that is actually linked in the description, and you get a free 10-part video course on how it is that I built my home businesses, both in network marketing, direct selling, and affiliate marketing and beyond, using the strategies I teach in that bootcamp. So go to the description, click and sign up for that. If you're new to our training, I highly recommend that you, on the top right corner, if you're watching this on your mobile device, you click the top right corner, an ellipsis symbol will show up. Click it again, and you'll be able to like our fan page if you haven't already liked it. That'll unlock all our free training and content. And also, you'll be able to subscribe to any live notifications. So anytime we go live or post a new video, you'll be able to just make sure you get notified. A little ping on your phone will turn on, and you'll be able to just watch it whenever you want. Watch it live or watch us live, or watch the recording later when you have some time. If you're on desktop, you simply need to click on the logo right above the description of this video, and that'll take you to our fan page. And on that fan page, you can click liked, and on that same like button, there's a little pull-down menu where you can turn on notifications as well. So you can make sure that you get notified every time we go live here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So with that said, I want to just dive in, and I want to make sure that I have an audience that I'm speaking to. My audience is not quite as big as John Oliver, but maybe you guys will help spread this message far and wide. That I'm speaking to. Oh, what is up, guys? There you go. Yeah. So William said, this angered him. Absolutely. It really bugged me too, and actually didn't anger me so much. I just, I'm pretty unemotional now about all this stuff. And the beauty of it is, or here's not the beauty of it, but here's the thing. When I got started in network marketing back in 2000, late 2005, and going into 2006, for the first 6 months of building my business, I this type of stuff really, really emotionally got to me, because I was like, I had put faith in my upline, put faith in the industry, put faith in the company, that what I was doing was legit and had the potential of helping me achieve the results I ultimately did achieve. Um, and so, but occasionally I would go off the rails and like go online and start looking at stuff. I'd watch videos from the past stuff that Dateline did on Amway and other companies. It was, I think it was Dateline and 60 Minutes and different shows that would do exposés. And I watched that stuff and it would just really just crush my belief and my confidence in what I was doing. It was just like, it was like poison for my mind, and for those first 6 months. And that's pretty much, I suspect that's how a lot of network marketers felt when they watched this comedy bit this past weekend, or if you watched it online, because it's definitely gone viral. It's trending #1 on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's trending in other places. And so, but oddly enough, this time when many years after I've achieved success in this industry, and also in the internet marketing space, that's really what enabled me to do well in direct sales space. This time when I watched it, one, I think John, first of all, is hilarious. So whatever he says is just really, really funny. And two, the stuff that was, negative, it was like, it just kind of bounced off of me. It wasn't like, it didn't phase me at all anymore. It didn't phase my belief. Obviously I have belief because I have results, and I also know, hundreds of people that have done really well in this industry. And so that helps, having that foundation. But ultimately, if you have belief, these things, you'll be able to have these things bounce off of you, and you'll be a little more objective in how you analyze it. And that's what I want to do. I want to be objective and actually give Mr. John Oliver, his due on what he got right. So I want to click, for those of you who haven't watched this already, you can actually watch it after we're done here. I've linked to it in the description. His entire bit, it was a 30-minute bit on HBO. You'll laugh, you'll cry, that type of stuff. But I want to address some of the things he pointed out. He kind of kicked off the segment with a video from a hidden camera that a reporter had. I guess he was doing a story on network marketing, and there was this Asian distributor. They didn't say his name, so it was Asian gentleman who was doing the you get three, who get and they get three, and then they get three, and then they get three, and that's how you make money. And the reporter pretty much confronted him, asked him, "Hey, isn't that the definition of a pyramid scheme?" He's like, "Well, it's a pyramid, but it's not a legal pyramid." Pretty much, he presented the business in a way that he should not present the business, because that's inaccurate. That's not how you make money. And two, he just had no way of defending himself, because he had said things that he shouldn't have said. So that was one thing that John went over. He had video of J.R. Reidinger from Market America, doing some pretty, cult-like stuff. I don't know JR. I'm sure people love him in this industry. But that stuff doesn't look good on national television. He had some video of Denise Chenault, the wife of Tom Chenault, who I've personally gotten to know a little bit. And she was doing some mindset training at an event. And of course, this mindset training, if you don't have the right context, especially as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs think very differently from other people. And feel free to give me your comments or feedback on any of this stuff that I mentioned. I'd love to get your thoughts. I don't want this to be just a one-way conversation. But Denise Chenault, clearly for me, was doing a mindset training, getting people to think bigger. And so to the untrained observer, it looks like she's making income claims or claims about what people are going to achieve. But to me, she was saying terms like, you're going to she was future pacing. So she was doing that. She was telling folks what's going to happen to you. You're going to quit your job, that and you're going to be able to tell your boss and the people that were negative about that little pyramid thing that's now gotten you free. You're going to get into your silver Mercedes. You're going to walk to the bank and deposit your coding bonus. And so when Longevity was confronted by these comments, they denounced it. We don't make income claims. That's against our policies. But to me, that's what she was doing, was actually just doing mindset training. It was like, visualize yourself being in this place. And so, but of course, if somebody has no clue about either entrepreneurship or mindset training, that's going to be seen in a different light. So that's an example of something that was taken way out of context. And then he kind of dove into the Herbalife stuff, which we talked about here to a great extent. And talked about some of Herbalife's past, health claims that have happened in the past. And then there was some like hidden camera videos of health claims that some distributors made more recently, which again are anecdotal, meaning they represent nothing of what's happening company wide, or they're anecdotal stuff is not evidence to me anyway. And then he got into the concept of being garage qualified. He had people that said that people bought their ranks, essentially, that people desperate to offload products would make income claims. And so because these people were buying stuff in bulk and storing stuff in their garage in order to kind of qualify for certain ranks, etc. And so obviously practices that I don't endorse. And then he kind of did a video of, again, out of context, a video of the comp plan presentation for Herbalife, which again, if you're taking anything out of context, especially something related to money and financials, it's going to sound like Chinese. And so again, a lot of stuff was taken out of context here. There was one rep that they interviewed who said, you don't make money from selling products, you make money from signing other people up, which is completely untrue if you actually study the comp plan. But again, that's what was presented. However, some of the strong points some of the stronger points had to do with stuff that's actually plaguing the industry, and that's are these pyramid schemes or not? That he went into the concept of a pyramid scheme and defined the pyramid scheme as if your distributor's earnings come primarily from selling products to actual customers outside of the company, then that's probably a legitimate business, meaning you're actually retailing products. And so he did make that point for like 5 seconds, and of course everything else is negative, and he kind of glossed over that part and actually presented, didn't actually bother to see whether there were actually people in this industry that do that. And I know a ton of people. I can refer him to a lot of people that are massive retailers, and I'll actually get into that. But mainly what he focused on is he said, but if those earnings come from primarily the selling of product to distributors, you're recruited below you, and then they sell the product to distributors below them, and all below the company. That essentially what constitutes a pyramid scheme. And so, and I essentially agree with that, and that does happen in the network marketing space, unfortunately. And so the whole thing of like recruit three, or that you get five, and they get five, and they get five, and they get five. They had an MLM critic on there that talked about, like, if you do that for 15 cycles, you eventually max out the population of the earth, which is not how network marketing works. That's a pyramid scheme, which eventually falls apart for that reason. But if you're actually building an actual network marketing business, you need to retail. And if you're retailing, if people have various size retail businesses in your organization, then you don't need as many people. They don't need to get five and get five and get five. You can have people in your downline that are massive retailers that haven't recruited anybody, and that volume counts for you as well. And so, again, depending on the comp plan. So that's why network marketing, the legitimate business, works, because if people are retailing, have healthy retail businesses, you don't need to do the get five, that get five, that get five. You can just produce more volume. And once somebody reaches their retail capacity, then obviously if they want to grow beyond that, they need to bring more people on. And so that, I want to just I'm going through my notes. I want to make sure I address everything. He did talk about the FTC stuff that happened with Herbalife, and FTC is essentially in their settlement said Herbalife's comp plan doesn't incentivize retail sales, but the recruiting of additional participants who will fuel the enterprise by making wholesale purchases of the product. Now, this is the opinion of the FTC. Obviously, the FTC What I got out of this was that the FTC does not want to shut down the network marketing industry. The FTC wants to support the network marketing industry, but they want to clean some stuff up, and so they're basically using Herbalife. So, but I'm not so sure that this is true in terms of Herbalife's comp plan. But let's say it's true. Obviously, that's not going to be true anymore after the settlement. So the FTC did not call Herbalife a pyramid because they don't want to destroy it. They want to, essentially repair the business because the industry, the network marketing industry, amounts to about, I think $40 billion in total sales. So, and finally, there was this kind of little thing about, Herbalife exploiting the Latino community, and that, I perked up when I heard about that, and it showed examples of. Of people who were recruited into Herbalife that had lost, $22,000, $16,000, $8,000, and so, quote unquote, got burned, and testimonies of people that felt like they were misled. It's like one quote is like, she knew that I didn't have the money and she was supposed to be my friend, so she's putting the responsibility of that choice to buy product or get into Herbalife on her friend. So and she's asking like, what happened? I didn't see no profit. And the friend apparently replied that you have to put other people under you if you want to make money. And so she felt she was swindled and wasn't gonna do that anymore. So and then similar stuff with other companies like Mary Kay or people warehousing products. And there was one thing where they talked about Nu Skin, and they said over 93% of all Nu Skin reps receive zero commissions, which didn't surprise me at all. So to the public, that's like, how could they? That's horrible. How do people join something where the 93% failure rate? And to me, it's like, well, people have different motivations to join. Now, so I want to quickly go over what it is that he got right and what definitely he got wrong. I know I'm going a little long, but I'll wrap it up here. So that was a summary of what he covered, and you can watch that for yourself. Now, what he got right about the network marketing industry, which is I totally agree with, was the hype and the cult-like events. That's something that totally turned me off when I got started in network marketing. It's one of the reasons I came online because I just wanted to get away from that and be in a more professional environment, believe it or not. And here I am doing these Facebook Lives in a T-shirt. This is more professional than some of these hyped up cult-like network marketing events. And he got right that many MLMs do focus on recruitment and personal consumption, and that's essentially the definition of a pyramid. And I agree with that. And that's something that's likely going to change very soon. Some reps do garage qualify, whether they're advised to or through their own. Through their own choices, because they want to kind of push forward to that next rank and they want to keep that rank. And then many reps do make claims, and they make this business look a lot easier than it is, and that's a big one. So thus, based on all this, people are in fact entering this industry with a false expectation or inaccurate expectations. The goal of the FTC is essentially to clean this up, not to destroy the network marketing industry. If they wanted to destroy the network marketing industry, they would have taken down Herbalife. Clearly, they don't want to do that, but they want to be aggressive with the things they want to change in the industry. So, that's essentially what he presented. And so, the false expectation one is a big one for me, because people need to be expected to be entrepreneurs. And be expected to take personal responsibility for their choices. As an entrepreneur, we think very differently from the general public. So somebody viewing those people in the Latino community and anyone else that has made these choices of garage qualifying or saying, oh, she told me it was going to be easy and it's not easy, whatever. The fact that you're being told you're going into a business, the word business. In any other context, if I tell you, hey, let's start a brick and mortar business, selling pizzas or do this, or a pizza shop or a burger place, whatever, immediately everyone expects, oh, that sounds risky. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. That's a big step. It's associated with risk. Yet for some reason, when somebody says you can start this business, in the network marketing space, the general public doesn't, click that with risk, potential reward, but it's going to take a lot of work. So we understand that business in general is going to take a lot of work. Yet for some reason, we don't have that same expectation of a network marketing business. And so that's what's wrong with people's expectations, but also when network marketers are making it seem much easier than it is, I think that's where we fail. We need to basically prepare people as entrepreneurs if that's what they want to get at and that's what they want to achieve. They want to achieve an entrepreneur level income and free themselves from their job, then they need to expect it to have the mindset. So the mindset of those folks in that meeting where they complain about the money they lost, I mean, any other business you would probably lose way more. I mean, we have a client here at Elite Marketing Pro who prior to network marketing, she owned 7 franchises, 7 big name franchises. Her initial investment was $700,000. That's your initial investment and no guarantee of return. And if she did anything that went against the rules of that franchise, she not only would lose all the franchises, she wouldn't get any of her money back. So having proper expectation is important. Now, the potential of loss of risk here in this industry is far lower than any other business, but people still need to understand that there is risk because you're choosing to be an entrepreneur. And there were no interviews and there were no talking to anyone that succeeded in network marketing. And that was unfortunate. Basically, it was completely biased and showed only one side of the industry. And it was actually a real side. That side, that ugliness does exist. But, the cool thing is that I, based on where I am now, get to see the beauty of network marketing through all the lives that it's changed. And I can, introduce you to a lot of people of very different backgrounds, personalities, and just very diverse group of people that have succeeded in network marketing and done it the right way. They've retailed a ton. My friend Lisa Grossman's big advocate of retailing. One of our clients, Julie Burke, leads her business. She leads everything with retailing. Laura Harris, these people actually retail quite a deal, and that's why they're successful and they don't need hundreds of thousands of people in their downline to make money because they're actually retailing. So, and I have actually a cousin in Herbalife. So when he's talking about Herbalife and all this stuff, I'm thinking of my cousin and his family who are in Herbalife, who are actually extremely successful in Herbalife, and they primarily did it through retailing. So, in fact, they actually set up a physical store, a retail store in East LA, and the focus is on helping people with their health, and Herbalife was a part of their prescription for helping people lose weight, get healthier, etc. They've retailed so much, they moved so much product and made so much money that they actually got a visit from Herbalife. Somebody from Herbalife came to visit the store and wanted to know how they're moving all this product. Basically, Herbalife wanted to make sure they weren't garage qualifying, that they weren't storing all this stuff in their garage. And they're like, and the Herbalife people were blown away. It's like, wow, you guys are doing awesome. And basically let them continue to do what they were doing for the most part because they were retailing. They were an example of where the company wanted to move. So the settlement with the FTC, where now there's a 66% volume requirement that 66% has to be retail sales for all reps, is something that made sense to me based on my experience with my cousins, and many other people that I know have also done what my cousins did with Herbalife, and that they were just massively retailing. And so the fact that the company agreed to the settlement is not surprising. And so, again, I'm presenting now the other side of the industry, the positive side of people succeeding, lives change, and they're retailing, all the things that counter what was presented on that show. And both are true at the same time. We don't have to say, well, that's not true, that's a lie. We need to acknowledge what's actually happening in the network marketing space that's ugly, but also, shine the light on the things that are really cool and awesome in this industry. And so, and finally, bottom line for me is one of the biggest reasons I basically stopped doing network marketing in the more traditional way was because of a lot of ugliness that existed in the network marketing space. I basically went on the internet to build my business because I got tired of all the hype and the cult culture. I wanted to be spoken to like an adult, not like a child, and go to these hyped up events where people dancing and whatever, and really not being taught any skills. I wanted to be taught actual skill sets that were going to be valuable. I'm an engineer by background, so I know anything that's going to move you ahead requires you to develop a skill set. And I wanted to have a process oriented roadmap, step by step roadmap that made sense, that allowed me to get results and then improve on that skill set. I didn't want to recruit personal contacts anymore. So the whole thing about, recruiting friends and family, all that stuff, I just didn't want to do that anymore because it just, didn't turn out well, like it didn't turn out well for a lot of you. I wanted to purely go into the cold market. And finally, I wanted to be able to build passively and talk to people who were actually interested. One of the things that going online, using internet marketing and attraction marketing has allowed me to do is I'm able to target people, specific types of people who would be most likely be open to an opportunity. I'm able to target other people in the network marketing space. I'm able to, direct my message to people that are, open to entrepreneurship. So by using online marketing methods, I'm able to go after and direct my message to people who would be most positive about my message, and I never have to worry about the tire kickers, the people that are most likely to complain that I talked about earlier, complain about the money they lost or whatever. Those people I don't want to deal with because they're not entrepreneur mindset type folks. I want to talk to people who actually are open and understand the risks and the benefits of this industry. And for me, obviously the benefits far outweigh any risk. And so, I just wanted to attend serious business meetings. One of the reasons I started the No Excuses Summit, and I modeled that event, the No Excuses Summit, which we have every spring, as the normal MLM event, where a normal MLM event would be lots of hype and people screaming and even a lot of religion injected into the business. I designed No Excuses to be the antithesis of that. I wanted every single speaker to be delivering content and insane value where you literally can't take notes fast enough. And so that, the actions I took ultimately in my business were not to say this industry didn't work. It was to say, how can I make this industry work? How can I make this business model work for me? And I had to make some changes. And that's ultimately why I chose to do attraction marketing, because I saw the potential and the good in this industry, but I didn't want to deal with the BS that essentially John Oliver exposed on that show. So his ultimate conclusion was that MLM is effing awful, which I completely disagree with. But our business practices do have to change industry wide. For me, I changed those practices on my own to suit me, my personality, because I actually wanted to have a home-based business versus doing all the things that get you in trouble with your friends and strangers in the malls or whatever. So that's my spiel. I went really long. Sorry, I went long, but I thought this was really important, man. And I wanted to address anything you guys said. William, thanks, man. Really appreciate your support. It's great stuff, bro. It truly starts with the training in the beginning. There should be some kind of license to get into get in the business. Well, I don't know about a license, man, but I think expectations should be set. I have a video of Tim Sales speaking at a No Excuses Summit event where he talked about how he was recruited into the network marketing space, and basically Tim Sales asked, "Okay, tell me everything that's bad about this industry." He asked his sponsor to tell them everything that can possibly go wrong. He's like, "Okay, you're gonna be talking to your friends and family. They're not gonna like it. They'll probably lose friends. You'll probably this, that, the other thing." And then Tim chose to get into business anyway, and obviously he's a monster. So, Jerry, I guess I really dislike being pushed to attend Super Saturdays and big events. Then the cost to attend is ridiculous, but also like being told if you don't attend, that will set you back 1 year. So Jerry, it's okay to attend a company events. You need that recharge. But for me, I created the No Excuses Summit as an alternative to that. Because it is right. If you're not engaged with positive energy, people that are going somewhere, you're more likely going to be sucked into the energy that's currently surrounding you, which is mostly negative. And so it's like I'm conflicted about the company events. Go to company events, but you don't need to go to all of them, and you don't need to if you're going to go to events. commit yourself to going to events quarterly, whether it's your company event or a No Excuses event or one of our workshops if you're part of our mentorship program. Going to an event where you're surrounded by positive people is important. So that's really the key. What's happening there. Obviously, a network marketing company, they have their events and that's it. I'm saying expand yourself and go to other events. Let me see. So Eric says he got it all right. Time to get off Facebook and stop using valuable bandwidth. I don't know what you mean, Eric, but more power to you if you want to believe what you believe. William, I mean, yeah, this angered me too, brother. But you're right. Some of the points he made were right, and some of them were absolutely wrong. And I'm happy you guys are mature enough to kind of see it that way. So that is it for me, guys. I went long, but I thought this was important to address. The bottom line is a lot of what John Oliver expressed was absolutely true about this industry, although he omitted the other wonderful part of this industry where people are actually able to free themselves from. And bottom line is network marketing offers the only option that's an alternative to a job. And so if it's choice between staying at a job that I hate and choosing network marketing, I choose network marketing every single day. Because I know it works, because I'm here for that reason. So thanks a lot, guys. Again, if you are not online and want to learn how to do that, go into the link in the description. Check that out. And I'm happy to connect with you. Shoot me a message on social media if you want to talk more about that. And then and I'll see you hopefully inside the boot camp and inside our community at some point. Take care, everybody.